Okay, this is the fourth game, and we are. Do we have them up here? We have the Amazon, the Wizard, the Witch King, and the Dwarf. And of these guys, I am terrible at the Wizard, Witch King, and Dwarf. So this ought to be an even better game than even the past few. So let's take a quick look here at the situation. You can see the witch and the wizard right here at the Curse Valley, and the Amazon, I should say, and the wizard. So the Amazon has Ghost Hunter, Lucky Day, which is simply a reroll, and Locate the Lair. So not a bad set of quests. Ghost Hunter is a little bit. How the hell do we get there? It's up and around. And she can certainly hunt those ghosts. That is well within her purview there. So she might, but the chapel, I don't know if she's not going to get any extras out of it. You just get the point, and I think be done with it because the chapel is a god awful a distance away from it, pretty much everything else in the game. Um, so locate the lair. I mean, she simply you're gonna have to just try that out. But I think Ghost Hunter will be a good early goal for her. The wizard. Um, So the wizard, we do play with some variants which allow him to actually have a third a gold magic chit there, as opposed to another move M5. How many goddamn move M5s do you need? So we replace one. I took sleep, which is a variant spell, which is sort of the quiet fiery blast, and then it puts everybody to sleep that it hits. Um, and Fiery Blast, of course, nukes everyone. I don't really know that Fiery Blast is ideal for the wizard, but I figured I would give him something to score some points. You know, he could, in theory, nuke the world and then sleep them the round after, that kind of thing. So give him some ability to fight. He has Explore the Cliff and Explore the Borderlands, both of which are great for him, and I think we're going to hit the cliff up first. The Witch King is up here by the ghosts. He has Locate the Horde, Wolf Tamer, and Monster Lore. So I think that's okay. And I went with sort of a weird slate, I think, for him. I took Absorb typically. I took Drain Life, which is an attack spell. If it hits, it immediately kills the monster and you heal back or unfatigue some chits. I also took Dissolve Spell and Meld into Mist. And what I figure we'll do is, we'll cast Meld into Mist if we get into trouble and dissolve it then when I need to resume sort of normal operations for him. Finally, the dwarf. Uh, and we play with the variant rules for the dwarf. The dwarf can take 4 phases, but only 2 moves in a given day. He also gets an extra phase in the caves. So, I mean, and I put him at the guardhouse as opposed to the inn. Neither of those are great starting points for him, but I figured we could get here to the borderlands and then, if need be, quickly to the caves, or quote unquote quickly. So I'm going to go with that. He has Survivor, which is Wound 3 and then Heal Up, and then Dragon Slayer, which is Kill a Dragon. The Cook is simply an event, which he ended up with, which he'll play early just to get rid of. So that's it. I'm gonna write my day here, and I don't know that. I think the wizard will probably move out here early as well. The Amazon, I mean, could stick around. but there's no necessary reason. Um, but if the patrol shows up, that would be good, and they can show up at the end. Both of those guys are friendly to the patrol. She go 1, 2, 3. I mean, she could go 4 and hide. 1, 2, 3, 4 and hide. 1, 2. So she can get there in like 3 days if she just books it. And I tell you what she's going to do. She's going to hide once. You're going to trade once just to see what they have, right? So that's 2. And then she could do 3, 4, 5, quote unquote, guy, and get into the cliff 5. And that's her extra move 5. So she'll at least see what she see what's up there and then get out of dodge, pretty much. The wizard. um, he has explored the cliff, so I do think that's sort of his first goal here. And 1, 2, 3. So our wizard here will hide once, and then he'll move into the cliff. He will utilize his power, so it'll be cliff 2, cliff 5, cliff 2, move, cliff 5, move, cliff 3. So if he explores, he will theoretically have gotten 2, 3, and 5 by the end of the day. And that's his plan. The Witch King has no interest in dealing with the ghosts, actually. I think he will hide twice and move into the deep woods, and we're going to see what's there. And obviously, we're looking for a good absorb target. Oh. And then our dwarf will speak Scottish. So our dwarf is going to spend a day. He is friendly with he's a buddy of the guard. First thing he'll do is he'll investigate Cook. So that's an easy one. So let's investigate Cook. And I believe that's going to put the Cook in a random dwelling. The Cook at a random dwelling. So let's do that first. In the meantime, objects, we'll get out some peace packs. We'll use crowns. I don't love the fact that they come out upside down. And all the cards look way too much alike, whereas all these, like those are obvious, but the actual crown coins are tiny. So we're going to flip these so they are flipped. And then these are going to get a little bit shrunk, right? Done. Okay. So we're going to roll the crown first. 2. I rolled a 2, actually. He's at the guard. So there you go. The Cook is at the guard. And, text, green, crown, equal Cook. Done. So what does the Cook do? The Cook costs 8 gold for 2 weeks, and you get an extra rest phase a day, which actually is not terrible. But I don't think we're going to hire him. Instead, what we're going to do is we are going to I'll execute 2 trade phases. What we'll do, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do 2 higher phases, just in case, right? And then we'll do a hide at the end. We will stay 1 day here. And you never know. Maybe we get super lucky. Tomorrow we'll move into the borderland. But for today, we're just going to see what they have. So I think that's it. That's our day. We're going to roll a monster roll for day 1. It is a 6, so we start right off the bat with bats, our favorite thing of all. The wizard will go first, along with then the witch king, or if Amazon brings up the rear. So the wizard has a hide. He fails it, so that's not good for him, and he ends up there. This goes to show us, and the Lost Castle appears. The Lost Castle always appears in 1. We're going to put it in 1. This could suck for... Could be awesome. Shrine's in 4. Howl's in 4. That's going to bring bats already. Slither in 6. Altar in 1, along with the Lost Castle. And a roar in 6. Okay. That's gonna bring... We did get 1 bat for Howl. That's up there. So the wizard survives. He uncovers 2 treasure locations. The altar, I think, is of particular interest because that's a 2 and a 3, both types of spells he can cast and learn. Now, the only problem being that, maybe it isn't such a problem. Oh, I hate when it does that. Maybe it's not such a problem. We can probably get to the order pretty easily if we needed to break a curse. So, okay, there's a start. We'll think about that in a bit. So, good deal. It is now the Witch King's turn. The Witch King is going to essentially move, hide 2 times. He does, and he ends up there. And we get Ruins and Cairn. Ruins is going to bring bats. That's non-trivial. I'm not a super fan of that for the Witch King. Witch King might actually be melting into mist before I really thought he would have to. So we're going to trade with the guard. So first things first, let's go get the guard. Guard's got a lot of good stuff there. But we're going to look at these treasures first. Gripping Dust, weapon stays alerted, extra search phase. Ooh, neither of those is terrible. But what we're going to do is we're going to get this, go for that extra search phase. So that's what we're going to roll. We are friendly with the guard. Let's roll on the extra search phase here. 6 times 2, right? It's times 2. Doesn't really help us because we still can't afford it. Still can't afford it. We would need to roll pretty darn well. We're going to roll on our 2 hires now and hope for a 1 effectively. 3 is price times 2. That's $16. Technically, you could sell your great axe and hire the guard. It's actually Or no, not quite. Not 15. That's too bad. Believe it or not, selling the helmet would be a viable choice in that case. And 5. So we sort of knew where that was going. Let's roll our hide real quick. And we do. So we are hidden. I don't think anybody shows up at the guard because it's a 6. The cook's here. So we're done with that turn. And now the Amazon is hiding. She trades once. So she's going to hide, but she will trade once with the rogues. Can never get the bottom one. Scroll of Alchemy, 4 spells, and Potion of Energy. That's great. 4 spells of type 6. Wow. She is going to try for that. She has to roll at least. If she's looked at their good, she has to at least roll to get trouble or not trouble. Let's not get trouble. She gets trouble. Let's roll on the trouble table now, and she's fine. Price times 4. Well, that's good. She don't want it. She's now going to. Well, she rolls her hide. Let's roll her hide first. She does. I think she ends up there. Yes. And that's going to bring the bat. The bat ends up right there. And that is day 1. And I think what we have to decide really is so our Witch King cast. Does our Witch King cast melt just to make sure we have melt? And I think he will. So he's going to do this and flip that. That's employed in magic. So the Witch King will have melt into mist active now when he needs it. So he has 3 free escapes, and that's what we need. We just need the free escape. We're not going to sort of super utilize it like we did tend to do with the sorcerer, but we know that we can get out of dodge if we need to. And very typically, what we're looking to do is we are looking for something big and bitchin' to absorb or to nuke with our drain life. And that's where we're at. So let's take a look now at the team again. So the Amazon is going to keep moving. 1, 2, 3. She can get to there with a hide. I think what she's going to do, though, is she's going to stop in Borderlands 2, right? So she's going to move, hide, move, and then extra move Borderlands 2. So I think that's her goal. And she wants to stop. She wants to see what's there. And that's it. I think the wizard is the rescue for the wizard only? Because if it is, not in your current hex, which is too bad. Okay, well that's fine. We can. We can't do naked moves with the wizard almost ever. It's just too dangerous. So, yeah, I don't love any of that, but we're going to obviously hide with our wizard, and then move into cliff 6. And that will theoretically give us 6. And so we are getting there. So that's the wizard. The Witch King, obviously we're unhidden as we start the days here. We're going to move into, strangely enough, he's moving into Borderland 2 also and hiding twice. So he'll move 1 into the Nut Woods, move, hide, move, BL2. And he is done. And finally, our buddy the dwarf, who is done, he's going to hide once and move into BL6. So the Borderlands is going to be a little bit dicey. So hide once, move, extra move, because extra move, BL6, done. So we'll see how that Borderlands goes with everybody charging into it. First off is a monster roll. 3 ogres, wolves, goblins, octopus. That could be bad for our heroes. And let's see what we got. Dwarf is first. Hide once. Pop right on in there. Ruins. Well, we've got and the Lost City. Oof, this is going to be. It's going to be quite. Oops. Right. Flutter 1 will not bring anything today. Horde 6. It's a little awesome. Pool 6, that is super not awesome. It went from awesome to uh-oh, and Patter and Slither 3. So, and the Lost City is always also in 3. So we got 2 things coming. We got Ruins and Patter. Ruins is first. That will appear directly on our dwarf. Patter appears up here. And also, even worse, the dreaded octopus. I'll be honest, super not happy with how that went, because now we've got a whole mess going on. And I think that horde and that pool are going to be locked down at this rate. Yeah, just locked right down. All right, well, so be it. The Witch King, he moves and hides twice. So move. He's got 2 hides coming. And he does. And he goes there. And and then that happens. It's like, oh God. Okay. We're hidden, so it's fine. All right, the wizard is going to hide once. Move into there. I don't think Howl brings anything in the mountains. New. Mountain Howl is for bats. So he is safe for the moment. And then our Amazon is doing a double hide. So she does have two hides on the board. So she gets out of dodge. He then hides twice, and she does. And then she blunders up into that little death hex right there. And that is where we end our second day. And man, I don't love that at all. Um, how does the Witch King feel about that little mess? Yeah, he's great against just the octopus. You might consider doing an alert phase at some point and then just draining life on the octopus, and the octopus is dead. Pretty easy stuff, right? I mean that's what that is. It's the single tremendous killer. But he's not going to deal with all the goblins. Now he could then melt into mist. So I suppose there's that. The Amazon can't deal with any of that. She's still trying to get to her damn ghosts. But that's starting to look dicier and dicier. So she's going to just remain hidden, as is the Witch King. The dwarf is super excited in the sense that he's got the pull and the horde to find. But man, that's a lot of crap. That's a lot of crap to be single hiding from. The dwarf does get a card. I do need to play a card. So the dwarf burned the cook and got gift exchange. That's actually a very good one if you're going to remain close to the guardhouse because he likes the guard. So I think he's going to. Oof, he would love to pull a treasure, but man, those single hides are scary. He does roll one die instead of two, so I do think he has a good chance to find the stuff. The Witch King has to locate the horde. Hmm. I mean, everybody has, and frankly, the Amazon just wants to get out of Dodge at this point. Okay. So for the Amazon, a move, three hides, and then an additional move ought to do the trick for her. Now, she would rather have a buddy, but she doesn't need one if she starts hidden. So a move, two hides, and a move. So a move, two hides, and then a move, and then a move into the valley. Which valley was it? A bad valley. That ought to get her where she needs to go. Um, the wizard he's gonna move into the altar. Move, cliff one, search. Sure. Right? The Witch King is sure considering a move, an alert, a move, a hide, an alert, and a move. So he moves out, he alerts, he hides, he moves into octopus land. Maybe. I mean, we're making a big assumption here. So Dwarf's going to hide and search, and then extra search. He's hoping to pop this clearing wide open. So let's put all the chits back in the box here. Let's roll the dang dice. It is a 6, so we're back to bats. Wizard goes first. This is actually most important to him. Wizard pops his hide, moves into here. He will now pop a locate. He fails the locate, and you're going to get this guy prowling first thing. But just as importantly, you also get the big 3 in that clearing. So he is done. A little bit unsuccessfully. But now you're in a slightly shitty position, I think. So we'll see what he does tomorrow. Witch King moves out, alerts a chit. So he's going to alert. Drain life. He's going to hide, which he does. He moves back into that clearing the next day. The dwarf hides once. 1 die, because he's in the cave now. He does hide. Now he's going to locate 2 times. And the 4 pops him both the horde and the pool. There you go. And you still got 1 left, and we're gonna loot the pool with our 1. Not the pool, the horde. Which is it's the damn horde, right? Yeah, the horde. We get the 2nd treasure in the horde, so that's always fun. And he gets the golden armband. Well, it's a piece of armor. That's pretty good. That's cool. I like it. It's a shitty piece of armor, but it is indeed a piece of armor. Intercept swing. There you go. $15. It's not going to, and that's it. That's his day. And Flutter would have drawn, but it's too late. We've used up all the bats. And finally, our Amazon is trying to get out of Dodge. So she is. It's Bad Valley 2, by the way. She moves. That's 1. Two hides, 2 moves. So hide 1. She is hidden. She goes twice. These guys are always prowling. They prowl on top. We have 2 fights, really. So that's fight one. Ugh. um, but we are hidden. No one is on our sheet at the moment. Um, so we're going to target the octopus. We would still be hidden. We're going to target the octopus for drain life. That's a time 0 because we alerted this chit previously. So it's going to hit the octopus and he is going to be killed. And frankly, everything else we're going to ignore. I have no interest in somehow trying to duel it out with a bunch of goblins. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me take both of those back to their place. We're going to score 8. So the Witch King has started first blood there with 8 notoriety. And the Amazon has 2 ghosts to deal with. So let's put these up here. Now she is hidden also currently. I'm not going to worry about this quite yet, but she is this thing flipping is the crappy possibility. She's going to play M3 and hope for the best. So let's roll, see where this guy goes. He stays in place. Does he flip? He doesn't. So she's going to undercut him and do medium damage and kill it. So he is dead. She is unhidden. She has to fatigue. She is now unhidden. He's on her sheet. Same deal, but we're going to play a move this time, of course. And now let's see where this guy ends up. 2, so 2 stays the same. They flip. Does he flip? He does. Sucks a little bit. And the reason that sucks is because she's going to miss and he's going to undercut and hit her, but does no damage whatsoever. What we do have to do is play the fatiguey game now, essentially. So what we're going to do is we're going to play that one first. So this is round 1 of the got to fatigue or the combat's over. 3 stays the same. 1 and 2 switch. He does flip. The good news is he misses. The bad news is she misses. That was round 1, and now we're back to this. So she'll play that in hopes of undercutting. 2 stays the same. He goes all the way down there. Does he flip? He does flip. He's making this combat last as long as damn possible. Okay, so there we are. We're going to go back to that. What spot does he show up in? 4. Everybody stays exactly where they're at. He does not flip. And indeed, she kills him. So, very nice. Let me pull all these back. We had to fatigue 2. 3 asterisks, actually. But she gets 6 notoriety on day 3. He completes Ghost Hunter for 1 VP, so we mark that in the fame column. These guys go into the dead pile, even though they were already dead technically, because being ghosts and all. Them there. I think that's all the fights and such we have today. I don't think the wizard wants to challenge the bat, but he is in sort of an awkward position now, being trapped in the mountains by the bat. So let's take a quick look at what we've got. So Ghost Hunter, she's completed Ghost Hunter. The Witch King has 8 prowess. Let me just put that out there. So what we're sitting on is both the Amazon and the Witch King score. And they score the same number of points, slightly different categories. The Witch King is winning 8-6 in prowess, so he gets the 2 points, she gets the 1. The Amazon does have a card though, so they're tied. It's 2-2 and 0-0 with the dwarf and the Witch King, or the dwarf and the wizard still blanked. Having said that, the dwarf has found the hoard and has pulled out. Where is he? Where are you, dwarf? And has pulled out some treasure. So he's not doing nothing. So that is where we're at on day 4. It's now day 4. We'll move this. Almost never do. And so the Amazon can, by the way, so the Amazon return to chapel for Ghost Hunter reward. She probably won't do that anytime soon. It's simply pretty darn far away. So she's probably not doing that. She also pulls Bat Bounty instead of Ghost Hunter. So a VP for killing a bat, and plus she can get like $5 per kill, I think. Let's look. Killing bats, $5. Yep. So any bat is $5. Bat ears, you can turn them into any dwelling for $5 per. That's just for her. Nice thing is a lot of bats. Bad thing is bats. Those dudes are dangerous. They could cut her armor up and cut her up. Like one bat, sooner or later, she's going to take it. She could really use a buddy, essentially, before I would necessarily trust her with 100 bats. And the dwarf would really like to not have 1,000 goblins appear while he loots the hoard. He can get out almost immediate. I don't know that I'm going to get out. Let me real quick. I do want to check, since he did trade at the guard, an extra search phase, actually. Extra piece of the armor is really cool for the dwarf, but that extra search phase is also sort of aces, right? That's a good toy. um, in the caves, he would get, you know, hide in 3 searches, which would allow him to clear this horde right on out. He's also looking to slay this dragon and have the dragon appear. So let's so I think the Amazon's gonna hide twice and then move, and then use her extra move to get to the ruins. So she is done. She just wants to pop it and peek. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, peek in there. And then if she needs to get out, she can go rest in the woods here. The wizard finds himself stuck hiding for sure. And then, so he gets one hide. He either succeeds or he's in big, big trouble, right? Explore the cliff is useful to him because I think he also gets the climbing perk. And the climbing perk is climbing tools. Yeah, first mountain clearing in a day that you enter costs a single move instead of two. So that would be super useful to him. Finding the altar would not suck, but I think he's going to move to 6. If he hides, he's going to move to 6. And then I don't know that he has much else to do, strangely enough. Gives him a place to flee to also. Oh, and the Witch King did kill a tremendous dude, which does allow him to rest that chit. My fault. Excuse me. So the Witch King is going to move. He's going to hide and rest and bring some chits back into play. The dwarf is going to hide, search, and then search again. Done. All right. Day 5, I think. Is this day 5 or day 4? This is day 4. So day 4, get a monster roll for day 4. 4 giants trolls. That could be pretty crazy. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Dwarf is first, so let's hide. He fails. Ugh. He's looting the horde. 6. The withered claw. That's lame. Okay. So I got one. That's 1. Here's 2. 4. Oh, the dwarf gets the timeless jewel. So that's pretty fascinating. Excuse me. Excuse my hacking, my old man hack. But now we got to check to see what appears. Nothing. Not a giant or troll appears in the cave. We are done. The Witch King goes. Witch King moves. Witch King hides. He fails. The Witch King rests twice and brings those two chits back into play, but he is done and nothing appears as we have figured out. So now it's the wizard's turn. The wizard does hide and he ends up there. We have to check for him because we got roar 6. Ugh. And that's a giant. Can I do anything with giants? I don't think so. I don't have. I mean, I have fiery blast and I mean, we can put them to sleep. Sleep's sort of his getaway, get out of jail free card at the moment. We could fiery blast, but that roll is terrible. um, we need to rethink this, so we will rethink this here in a minute. It's the Amazon's turn. She moves here. She is going to put 2 hides in, which she does, and then she pops in there. And let's see what that is. That is Dank and Howl. So we can get some goblins. The Amazon care for the soldiers? No, it's sort of neutral. The ruins are a bust. No lair in the ruins. She could use some buddies to take out bats, really. Okay, and so we are done. I don't think the wizard is fighting. I think he's going to go up and around. I think that's my new goal for the wizard is to get out of dodge and get up and around and out of there. The dwarf does have something for gift exchange, so he's super jazzed about that. The guard doesn't care for the guard. Lancers in patrol or her go-to guys there, huh? I do not want to fight 2 bats alone. A single bat, maybe. So the Amazon, I tell you what we're gonna do. Maybe. Uh, maybe she goes 1, 2. Where can the patrol show up? Lancers will show up at the campfires. The patrol shows up pretty much anywhere. Maybe she goes 1, 2. So that's 2 moves, and then she'll rest. She's gonna go move. She's gonna go extra move into the valley. Rest, rest, rest. Done. So she is done with day 5. Wizard is going to get out of dodge. 1, 2, 3, and hide in the pine woods. Move, 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 pine woods, and hide. He is done. The Witch King is going to move into the horde. Move, horde, search. Done. And the dwarf, well, I mean, I see no reason to not sort of keep the faith here and just keep rolling it. So okay, we are done. All right. So for day 5, monster roll is a 3, so we're back to goblins, which sort of sucks for our intrepid heroes. The wizard will go, Witch King, dwarf, and Amazon. Wizard goes 1, 2, 3. He'll execute a hide. He does. And what's here? It's the large campfire. We'll have to check to see if anybody shows up. No, the patrol can be anywhere though, but we probably won't see them there. The Witch King is moving to the horde and searching, so he just walks right in. And now he's going to do a search, and I have to use magic sight, so I actually have to look at it. And strangely enough, magic sight is pretty good. So discover chits. So he's going to find the horde and the pool. So horde, pool, both found and crossed off his list. The goblins now appear on them. Patter, I think, pulls this crew to there. And we are done with him. The dwarf is going to hide. He does. The Witch King is not hidden, by the way, but the dwarf is hidden. And he's going to loot twice more. 4. Ointment of Bite. A little yawny. And 1. Ooh, spiffy. Give me the topmost. It is the Sacred Grail. A white source. 50 bucks to the order. That's some big stuff there. We'll put it in the active sort of little place there. It's big money. Jeez. And you get more goblins. All the goblins appear in that one spot. So good for them. Ugh. Here we go. We'll just neat that up. Dwarf's also in there. Everybody's in there. Everybody's in that one spot. Nothing else appears. We're good to go. And actually, Ruins brought them, so it didn't matter. They didn't need to shift. Ruins would have brought them. So that's that. She goes there. She does not rest, hide, but she does rest, and she is done. So that is day 5, with the caveat that the Witch King now needs to deal with all the goblins. So he's going to melt and be done. And he disappears. He did, however, hold on. The Witch King did locate the horde. So that's a point for him. Doesn't get anything else with it, but he does get a point. Whether or not he stays there is another story, but he does get a point. He has find armor with a roar, so that's lame. Let me quickly re-up his thing here. So find armor in roar. So save that. So we're getting close to the end of the week. I've got to sort of decide. Oops. Oh, God. Okay, hold on, Skippies. The damn dwarf in there. Put these guys all in there too. Where one good persuade spell does wonders, right? Okay. So let's see what everybody's going to do. The Amazon is not super thrilled about walking up in there. She was certainly considering it. Don't think she's considering it. No. With the only issue being, where the heck do you go now? 1, 2, 3. I mean, she can't. She can go up here. Sort of head back down. Maybe pop a rogue or two. And maybe the rogues help her fight a bat or two. Not thrilled with how that's going. 1, 2, 3. Who can the Lancers show up at the large campfire? They can. They can show up at the small campfire. So they can show up at these campfires. 1, 2, 3. She could also go into these caves. I'm not a big fan of her in the caves, although she does get effectively that free move is awesome. 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you what she'll do. She'll hide twice, go to the campfire, and see who pops. Right? Could be good. Hide, move, move, and then extra move to the large campfire. Done. So just to see, she'll see who pops there, see what happens. The wizard so he's going to move into Lindenwood's 4. Hide, move, Lindenwood's 4. We're playing with the wizard does not have to spell X before he enchants it with this variant, so he gets to just directly spell, and then he will move to 5. Lindenwood's 5. Lindenwood's 5. Because that will then be a valid move for him. The Witch King. Would love to see the dragon appear here. Love it. Love it. Right? Again, anyone playing Absorb loves the Horde because you could win. So he's going to hide and search. We're just going to let him. So he hides first, then he searches. Done. The dwarf, on the other hand, I think it's time for the dwarf to get out of dodge. The dwarf is going to move and move back to the end, the guardhouse. Move to guard. Done. And he's done. Okay, this is day 6. We're ready to roll. Very excited here. Let's big roll. It's a 3, so we're back to goblins and octopi again, and so on and so forth. Great. The dwarf. Move. He's done. Does anyone appear at the guardhouse? On a 3, yes. Oop, uh-oh. Hold on. On a 3, yep, the patrol does. So there you go. Patrol is there. I don't know how the dwarf feels about the patrol. Company guard, woodfolk, yeah. So he's fine with the patrol. The dwarf is going to hit up gift exchange. So that is 1 VP for the dwarf. So on day 6, the dwarf scores. That's not day 6, by the way. On day 6, the dwarf scores by giving up the withered claw. Ooh, sort of funny. To the guard. In exchange, he's going to take the magic spectacles. Right. That was a great exchange for him, by the way. And he still has I'm going to put these just like this. And he still has the timeless jewel. He doesn't have to move it, write his move anymore. Good point. I will remember that. But he has definitely made out on that exchange. Next is the Witch King. The Witch King, knowing that he can melt into mist if he needs to, fails his hide. And so he is stuck with all those goblins. Done. The wizard goes here. I believe he's going to spell X and spell. That fatigues the gray. He's going to use gray to do it. Going to flip and then move there. Did he execute a hide? He executed 1 hide. Roll that hide. We don't know what's... Oh, he fails the hide. Oops. I don't like how occasionally it just doesn't quite... And it is bones. That sucks a little for our guy. Because bones is going to bring the ogres to town. Clump, clump, ogre, rar. Technically, he can kill the ogres, which is sort of strange. It'd be better if he was hidden, by the way. Because they can certainly line up on him. So we'll see how that goes. And last is the Amazon, who's going to hide twice and end up here. And she does, but nothing's going to appear because the patrol are elsewhere. So let's take a look at these ogres for our wizard buddy. Wizard technically can run from the ogres. So what the wizard's going to do is the wizard's going to cast sleep. So that takes, so he can do that. It's time 3. So he can get there beforehand, essentially. So these guys are on his sheet. But during the encounter step, right? During the encounter step, before so A3 139. So we'll go over it real quick just to make sure. I've done this before. And I don't love that's all crappy. There is no good. Spells come to life start working in time divided by completion. Lowest time is first. And that happens before anything else happens. So essentially what happens is these guys are on his sheet. He needs to play something faster than all their moves. He does. Before the attacks and everything else goes off, these two are unconscious. Now, let's take a quick look because what this effectively allows him to do. So let's look at sleep. Yeah, sleeping target cannot be attacked, targeted by a spell, or otherwise affected anyway. So what that means is combat ends for the day in his clearing. So, not quite what we wanted. I was wondering if I could pick them off one by one while they were sleeping. But it looks like the way that that spell is written, it's a little bit of a safeguard against that, right? You could use that as a goblin slayer, essentially. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't take those two guys out. The wizard is actually strangely effective against the ogres because of this fight M3. He's going to be able to do medium damage and undercut them pretty much every damn time. And I think even if they flip, he's going to hit them all the time. So as long as he's hidden, that's an auto win for him. So I think he might take that opportunity when he can. So I think he's going to take that opportunity here. Unfortunately for the Witch King, the Witch King's being gang tackled by a gaggle of goblins. I think he'll have to melt into mist again to not die because he doesn't have any good recourse against that. So are we done? We're done with day 6. And so we're going to look real quick. The dwarf scores a point with a card, and that gets him 1 point. So he's on the board. The wizard currently is the only one not on the board. And he actually is very close to scoring. But we'll just have to take a moment here to figure out what everyone's going to do. So let's worry about the Amazon first. That's not quite what she wanted. She did not want to get no one at the campfire. She would love for the Lancers to show up. The patrol is up here. She likes those guys too. But damn if she's gonna be able to get there. And she can fight goblins, just not all of them. So she's sort of my stuck character right now. What do I want to do with her? Can she run from bats? No, she can't run from bats. So she's got to keep that in mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's going to move up into that square. She's going to do 2 moves. She's going to hide, and then her extra move will be to the bats. Not to kill or whatever, but to just get past them. That's her move. I think our wizard is going to move into the Maple Woods. So the wizard is going to move into Maple Woods. So he gets out of dodge. I think he's. Whoa, hey, I have no idea what that was. He's going to hide twice and then move back into the ogres. So that's his move. Our Witch King sort of needs to get out of dodge also. None of those guys are terrible for him. He doesn't hate any of them. And the horde still hasn't popped. Let's go 1. And what's the chance? We're going to go 1, 2 into Linden Woods. There you go. Done. Going to move and move into Linden Woods. And then we're going to get all these back. The dwarf got the merchant appears, so he's going to play that, even though he could not care less for the merchant. But it does get that card out of his hand. Random dwelling. 6. The merchant is at the small campfire. We'll put the swirl coin equal merchant. Done. And I will put the swirl coin on the small campfire so that when the thing does appear, we will be reminded. So he played that. He still needs Dragon Slayer. The patrol. Does he give a crap about patrol? He does not give a crap about the patrol. He could potentially hire the guard. I think we're going to hide, trade, and then hire twice. So, and he doesn't have to write his move. So, with 17 extra bucks, you're talking 27. The guard costs 12 to hire. If he could get a price times 2, he could hire the guard. And the golden armband. You know what? It might be perfect time. We might sell all of these. That'll give us to that's an extra 27 bucks. That gives us 37 bucks plus a little bit more. I think so. So I'm not going to write my move. Let's put an X there. So, okay. That's our move for day 7. So what we need to remember is whatever comes up here, 6, bats. So all the bats on the board come off the board. And any bats who are dead miraculously spring back to life. Is that the 3 bat? No, it's the 2 bat. 1, 2, that's the 3 bat. Bat. So that's good. There you go. Done. So the bats come off the board, and now we see who gets to go. There's black and white magic in every clearing because that's how we roll in a 1-month game. So the wizard is first, and if I remember, the wizard is getting out of dodge, hiding twice, and getting back in dodge. And he does, and he is back there to fight. The Witch King is getting out of dodge with a naked move. Nothing happens with that. The dwarf is going to, knowing that nothing can show up, he's going to forgo his hide phase. He's going to trade instead with his friends. So there's no chance, maybe no deal, right? But there's no chance of trouble. So he's going to sell the grail, the armband, and the ointment of bite. Although that's a sweet, sweet weapon. So 37. And the guard is a $12 higher. So we're going to keep the, so there you go. So we're going to take all this and we're going to give it to the guard. So we're going to sell both of those to the guard and we are going to score 27 bucks. So he starts with 10. He adds 27 to that. He now has 37. We should note that everybody has 10 gold. Because no one spent any at the beginning. As is often the case. And now I'm going to execute 3 higher phases. So the guard, if we take a look, the guard's gold total is 4. So all of them are 4 bucks. We have to hire all of them. So it's $12. They are friendly. If we can get a price times 3, that's 36. And we will do the deed. Indeed, we get a price times 2. For 2 weeks. So guard leaves. We are minus $24. So we have 27. We are minus 24. We have $13 left. And we have the guard as our henchman. Ah, that is sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. 1, 2, and our guard HQ is right there. So we will oftentimes follow the. So I'm actually going to take. Let's take the. I'm sure we can get a berserker attention shit. No, no, no. We just get all the berserker shit. Well, it doesn't super matter, right? Because we can take, for instance, the war chit, and we can put it right in there. Done. Um, blow it up a little bit. Blow it up even more. Till it's near the size of the Amazon's chit. There we go. Okay. And that will be the guard's chit from now on. So we've hired the guard. Makes me very happy for the dwarf. The dwarf now could potentially go in and fight those goblins. It's not the greatest fight, by the way, but he could certainly do it. And more to the point, it would be getting too many goblins on him, and then getting gang tackled by a ton of goblins. Certainly doable, though. The Amazon's move is to move, hide twice, and move into the bats. So she is here. She's going to hide twice, and she does. Then she moves into the bats, and that is going to be that one guy, that one bat. So she is super tempted now, all of a sudden. Um, and I think that is it for the crew. Now the main issue is it's all of them, right? Yeah, it's every damn one of these dudes. The guard's great, but geez, every damn goblin. The nice thing is only the big guys can actually do the deed and kill the guards. So you strangely enough, for the big dudes, you want to draw some of them off. The bad thing is that the dwarf cannot ensure a kill of anyone in this fight. So that's super super clunky. With the caveat that he could play the ointment of bite and all of a sudden, become actually fairly decent. So, but 18 against 4 just seems like a rough haul for the dwarf. It's doable. But anyway, okay. So let's see what's what. Let's talk about the fights we actually do have instead of the magical fights we might have later. Sorry about that. Let's talk about the wizard. So the wizard's first. Wizard is hidden. No one is on the wizard sheet at the moment. He's going to take that guy and creep up. Ogres are medium, and they're so he goes down to here. Does he flip? He doesn't. So what happens is this guy overstrengths his melee weapon. He does medium damage at a time of 3. That kills that ogre. He is now unhidden, and everyone is on his sheet. We do have to play a move. And I think that's what we're going to play. Where does the ogre go? The ogre is 6, so he goes down to here. Does the ogre flip? He does not flip. So again, he misses us. We undercut him at a time of 3 and kill him, but we do have to fatigue an asterisk, which is a little crappy because we don't have a lot going for us, frankly. So we're gonna fatigue the fight. That is gonna net us 6 notoriety, though, strangely enough. And so the wizard, all of a sudden, is in the notoriety hunt as he's killed 2 ogres and he is done. I think the Amazon, I don't, she doesn't love this fight. This thing auto hits us. We're hidden, by the way. Auto hits us every round. We have a 33% chance of hitting it. It damages a piece of armor every round. But it's not on our sheet yet. So we get 1 freebie round, and that's what we're going to do. We have to do at least medium to hit them. And that's where we're at. So let's see where this thing goes. So we are still currently hidden. 2, god damn it, that stinks. And then can we flip? We cannot flip. So now we are unhidden. It's on our sheet. If it flips, it doesn't hit us every round. So that's nice. So I'm going to play this move M4 up here. Strangely enough, do I even need to... I'm good for now. We're just going to roll with this. I don't even think covering matters in this case. It'll hit us no matter what happens. Only if we can get him to flip can we then start playing and worrying about that. So let's worry about that when we come to it. First thing is first. Where does he end up? 1. So he's going to stay still. Does he flip over? He does flip over. He's going to hit us first, though, because he is faster. He's going to damage this. He's going to do medium damage to us. That is going to wound us a chit, which is going to be that chit. But we don't have to fatigue because we didn't play anything awesome. And we kill him. Done. So that's going to kill the bat. That's going to score us 3 points. It's also going to score us a card because we do have Bat Bounty. And now we have Bat Bounty. Bat Ears. So pretty much any dwelling. So we have a bat ear to any dwelling for, or is it any dwelling? Let me look. Hold on. What are the? You get the VP no matter what. Random dwelling. Okay, well that's a little shittier, by the way. Let's roll a random dwelling. 2. Looks like the guard. Turn bad ear to guard for 5 gold. But I'm going to turn the card in right now for the VP because I don't want to keep that card. And we get 5 gold. Largely, if we can get back to the guard, we're going to get $5. Don't necessarily care. Don't necessarily care. We'll see what happens. That's the end of our week. So let's quickly look at people's score. She has 9 prowess. He has 6 prowess, 8 prowess, no prowess for the dwarf. So strangely enough, it is the Amazon with 2, the Witch King with 1. So where do we end up? Well, the Amazon has 2 cards and 2 points. That gives her 4 total, or 2 prowess points. Gives her 4 total. The Witch King has 2 points in his sum, and the dwarf has a single point for the single card that he has scored. So it is 4 to 2 to 1. End of the week. I think that's where we call it. We do get, let me re-up their quests here for the end of the day. Amazon gets, so Bat Bounty she turned in. She has Snake Charmer. So she needs to essentially find a snake, which is sort of awesome. And then the dwarf is going to get Ancient Scroll, which is to find pretty much any scroll, any treasure with a spell on it, and to turn that in. That was good. That was not a bad first week at all. I think the Amazon sort of was slow, but redeemed herself with that bat fight. That was actually a very good bat fight. The Witch King is suffering. I screwed up his spell choices in the sense that, you know what, I probably just should have taken Fiery Blast. And then those goblins, he could have scored a bazillion points off goblins and just melted into mist and be fine. Instead, I said, well, let's go, I went Dissolve Spell, Melt into Mist, assuming that maybe I would need to, which I still might. So I went sort of all tremendous and then an escape hatch, right? Because, and that's great. I mean, that will do work wonders, but it only works wonders against big things and not these little things. I can get out of dodge and I might be able to kill one of them, but there's no point in wasting absorb on or drain life or whatever, killing one dude. So that's sort of where he is, and that's why he's not doing great. The wizard just, I mean, frankly, has a hard time. Having said that, he's gonna get the cliff right now, and then if I'm to be honest, I think he's going to play rescue, and since he's not in this hex, he can make the rescue happen right with that giant. So I think he's really right in the moment, ready to score 2 points like that. So I do think that the wizard is on a little bit of a roll here. The dwarf, well, I mean, I hate to say, but the dwarf is in a good way with his guard buddies, with the caveat that he cannot frickin' find a way to get to a cave clearing, a hex. It's just a long ways away for him. So I think that's sort of what we need to work on is getting him into this cavern, maybe, or getting him. But that means getting past these goblins, and that is non-trivial. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes next week. And thank you very much. And I'll see you then.